Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sky Webb and I'm here to talk about a true crime story that I cannot get off my mind. But before I get started, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. There be no harm to any of the victims or the victims' families, and I wish everyone who's hurt within this story that most peace and solace, either in rest or in recovery. With that out of the way, happy True Crime Thursday. How is everybody doing? I hope you are doing well, and if you're not, I hope this video can entertain you enough to cheer you up. Today's case is the pretty infamous Batman Premiere Colorado cinema shooting. It's a bit of a mouthful. I probably should have given it a nickname, but let's get into it. James Holmes was born on the 13th of December 1987, and he is the son of a mathematician and a scientist and a registered nurse. He lived in California as a child, and he claims that he dealt with mental illness struggles from as early as the age of 11, which is the first time he tried to kill himself. He did see therapists, but he was often referred on to psychiatrists due to him seeing flickers and shadows in his eyes and also being afraid of ghosts. James Holmes put a lot of thought into the attack that he committed, and he took a lot of time in planning it. He thought about a number of different locations, one in particular being an airport, but ultimately decided against it because he didn't want his message to be considered like a terrorist message, which obviously at an airport that's what he would have been charged with. He instead wanted his message to be, there is no message, and that's why ultimately he decided against it. He chose the cinema because he himself enjoyed watching movies. He enjoyed going to watch movies at cinemas, and that's something that he did a lot in his life. He chose to strike at a midnight screening in the hopes that there would be less children present in the audience. He didn't want to kill kids. He thought maybe there'd be less at midnight, and he was sure to pick a cinema that was far enough away that the police response would be long enough that it would give him enough time to kill as many people as he could. He also picked a cinema where he could shut the doors and lock the doors from the inside to again get as many casualties as he could. He chose Batman in particular because he was borderline obsessed with the comic. His actual apartment was filled with Batman like toys, merch, posters, movies, games, everything. He absolutely loved Batman, and he considered himself to be similar to the Joker. He actually even dyed his hair orange for the attack in order to resemble a Joker type character. In the months leading up to the attack, James purchased 3 different guns, all legally, or after having ran a background check, which is why people are so concerned about gun control, because the controlling part at the moment not working. He purchased over 6,000 rounds of ammunition for 2 of the guns, and then he purchased an extra 360 shells for his shotgun. He then purchased an assault vest, magazine holders, and spike stripes just in case he got into a car chase with police. He could set them out so that their cars would go pew, you know, not like explosion, you know what I mean. Just before the shooting occurred, James did call a crisis hotline, and he did this in the hopes that the responder would be able to talk him out of committing the crime. He hoped that they would be able to talk him down off the ledge, so to speak, so that he wouldn't go through with it. But unfortunately, after only 9 seconds, the call disconnected and James entered the cinema. James Holmes bought a ticket to see Batman. He went and sat in the audience, and then at some point throughout the movie, he went down the stairs and went out an exit door. He propped the door open and then returned with his weapons. He then set off smoke canisters at the bottom of the cinema, and he began shooting into the crowd.
At that moment, I just remember thinking, I'm not gonna die in here. Me and my kids, we are not going to die in here. I need to get them out. There's a moment where my daughter tripped and I just pulled her up, and I was just dragging her, and I was just thinking, we just gotta get out. I just gotta get out the doors, and even if I just fall dead, just get my kids out of here. It was just so horrible.
He killed 12 people and injured a further 58 from actual bullet wounds, and then he injured another 12 people indirectly from the shooting. At the time, this shooting had the highest number of casualties since the extremely infamous Columbine shooting massacre. 4 of the men that he killed were killed because they were defending their girlfriends. They were actually shielding their girlfriends to save their lives. One of the men that he killed was killed because he was shielding 2 of his teenage daughters. And one of the girls that he killed was only 6 years old. So much for not killing any children. The victims who survived weren't exactly off scot-free either.
We go out and the first thing we see is a 13, 14-year-old girl with a bullet wound in her leg.
One of the women who was shot miscarried her baby. Another woman was rendered paraplegic for the rest of her life. Another man who was shot in the eye suffered from brain damage, and another man lost his ability to speak. James was arrested without any resistance, and he informed police and warned police that he had actually booby-trapped his apartment before coming to the cinema, and that was able to be confirmed that there actually was explosives found in his apartment.
I see an awful lot of wires, trip wires, jars full of ammunition, jars full of liquid, things that look like mortar rounds. We have a lot of challenges to get in there safely.
He pleaded non-guilty to all of his charges by way of insanity, but that was dismissed. James Holmes was found guilty of 24 counts of first-degree murder, 140 counts of attempted first-degree murder, 1 count of possessing illegal explosives, and a sentence enhancement for extreme violence. His father and his sister pleaded for his life. They tried to convince the jury to give him a life sentence in prison rather than the death penalty, and his dad showed pictures of his childhood, of them on family outings, of them on camping trips, and basically just pleaded with the jury to save his life, to spare his life, because he's been mentally ill since he could remember, and it's something he struggled with his entire life. It would be horrible to know that your son has done something that horrible, and yeah, I don't know, I can't even imagine being in his dad's position. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on the 7th of August after the jury couldn't unanimously agree on the death penalty. And that's the case of the Colorado cinema shooting. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about this one in the comments down below. I want to know what you think about his message, that there was no message. How do you interpret that? Why do you think he said that? Why do you think he put so much work and effort into killing people for no reason? What do you think he was trying to get out of that? Also, let me know what you think about him pleading non-guilty by way of insanity. Do you think that that should have held up, seeing as he had so many mental illnesses, or do you think it's more fair for him to spend his time in prison? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, or you can head over to my Facebook, which is SkyWeb with 3 B's, and let me know there. I would love to hear your opinions. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you feel like it. I would really appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe so that you can see all my new videos. I post every single Thursday all about true crime, and I'd love to have you be a part of it. Make sure you guys are being safe out there. Don't dye your hair orange. Don't buy guns. And most importantly, never watch Batman. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye.